All right. Welcome back to the Boomer Backfield pod. It's Maine week, and we're super excited about it. My name is Spencer.
I'm Kylan. Oh, I talk first. I'm Kylan Lacaze.
I'm Colby Routh.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Maine week. 1:30. It's supposed to be raining.
God, that's going to suck.
Yeah. About all there is to it.
We might win.
We are 35-point favorites, something like that.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the shortest and most boring game week pod that we have because what do you talk about? It's Maine. I think the focus is just purely on OU's team. It has nothing to do with Maine. It's just important for the program, important for Jackson and the guys within. But I really don't think, and I'm not going to break down stats of Maine.
No.
I'm not.
We're not going to do, literally anything.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any really talk about
they have.
Who we want, what we want to see.
Yeah.
It's more just okay, what is this week doing for us?
Yeah.
I would say, me and we were just sitting in the office, and my boss was pulling up their film because film gets traded all around. Yeah. So we were looking at some of their film. It's unbelievable, bro. It's actually so awesome. It was actually hilarious to watch. To get high up, they use construction, the things that go up.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any
Skyjacks?
Yeah. Their stands aren't tall enough to get a good angle. And there was this one game that we were watching in specific it was a rain game up in Maine, which is not surprising. And they were filming, and the whole picture was crooked. So the field is like this, the camera angle is like this, and so they're filming it like this, and it's raining, and you could see a drop of water get on the lens, and their running back explodes for a big play, a 15-20 yard rush, and right when he's rounding about and getting an open space, the guy gets a cloth and wipes the lens. It was unreal to watch. It was so funny, but that shows you the difference in budget, in where these programs are at. This is a whole different world.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maine is a different world. I would literally say UCOs could beat Maine.
Oh, probably.
I actually genuinely believe that.
UCO's
even
gross.
though Maine is D1, I think UCO.
There's talks about UCO going D1.
Oh, there's always been talks about UCO going D1.
I don't think it's a terrible idea, honestly.
Their school is big enough.
Mm-hmm.
They have the facilities.
Tulsa,
yeah. The campus is huge.
Yeah.
If you their student body is 10,000 plus. They're a big school.
Me and my boss were talking about it. He's from Norman.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, back in the day they were talking about going D1, but they just never have been able to. I don't know why. But now with that billionaire that sponsors them, Chad Richardson.
And their basketball team is insane.
Yeah.
They are insane.
I mean, if they got all that money, I think they could. Imagine a day where OU football travels to Edmond, Oklahoma.
Where are they staying at, man? Where are they staying?
That dang Hilton on the I-35 in 2nd. Whatever that is, the home and garden.
Yep. That's crazy.
No, they probably stay at
I bet they stay
the
at
Noun
the
in
convention center,
OKC.
By my house, if y'all
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Covell or whatever.
That'd be really cool, honestly.
That'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
I bet we'll see that one day before our time is up.
Before we leave the earth.
Mm-hmm. Lord willing.
Lord willing.
Anyways, Maine sucks.
Yeah, let's get into Maine. I mean, what do you say?
Do you guys want to pull up some
their quarterback?
Carter Peavy.
This pod won't be able to see.
Carter
Peavy.
Yeah,
we'll
got
just
almost
read off
1,600
some
yards.
stats.
Who?
Their quarterback, almost 1,600 yards.
A lot better than us.
He's a dog.
That's actually impressive.
They're doing. I thought they were doing pretty good.
They're
4-4.
They're 4-4. So, yeah, they're playing teams like Elon, Hampton, William and Mary, New Hampshire, Stony Brook. These are basketball schools. Yeah. This is the basketball. Richmond, Villanova,
Towson.
Stony Brook.
I had an offer there.
Really?
I had a baseball offer there to Towson.
Bro, why didn't you go?
It was Towson.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, why didn't you go, bro?
Dude, I bet Maine versus New Hampshire is a rivalry up
Probably
there.
Is.
That's actually kind of. I bet you that's pretty sick. No, it's not, but
It's not.
No,
Two high schools going at it.
Let's go.
But anyway, they're pretty stinky. They're not very
pretty
good.
stinky. I'm looking, and it's just I wish I could be like, look at this guy. He's a standout. But I can't.
I haven't got no standouts.
Because I'm like, they're playing Towson.
Yeah, nothing to talk about with their team, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, let's get into how important this game is for, I guess, OU. I think they need a big game here. Like a big
This is for confidence.
55, 60 point. Yeah.
This is
Literally just for confidence going to Mizzou. In the 3-game gauntlet that we have coming up.
I mean, if you don't, I don't know. I feel like this game is such a, like, it should not even be close. And if it's close at all, like, BV should be hot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, if it ever comes within 7 points.
Yeah.
But unless it's literally 7-0, after that, it should never come within 7 points.
Yeah.
Like 14 or 21 points.
I think when you get down to like the nitty gritty, like the actual athlete, reminds me of when I played basketball. Is like you can go so long without making a shot, and it just compounds in your head.
Yeah.
But when you finally make that one,
It's just like bang.
it's like, okay, I can make it. And
Yeah.
when you see it go through the hoop, it changes something. I feel like it's
Yeah.
probably the same thing with baseball.
Yeah.
You don't get a hit in so long, and you finally feel it. The
Yes.
bat hit the ball.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm getting a hit again.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with this offense. You see the same schemes and the same plays not work over and over. They get blown up.
Yeah.
You see a D lineman in your face
Running
in 2
free,
seconds
yeah.
every single time. When you finally get a chance to breathe and see the play actually work and come to fruition and like actually like develop like the OC drew it up, I think that's going to do a lot for the Missouri game, because it's like, oh, we go into the Missouri game, Jackson's actually seen the plays work.
Yeah, like, oh.
There is probably plays that we drew up
Never.
5 weeks ago. We probably drew up a play on the Tennessee game or after the Tennessee game, and we've probably used it, a few times throughout the
Yeah.
weeks, and it hasn't worked once. And it's like, that is detrimental to a quarterback's mindset, to a receiver, to everybody.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the big thing this week. Is like, you got to watch the plays. Got to watch the ball go through the hoop.
I feel like there should be, if I'm BV or if I'm any of the position coaches, I am literally putting on, like in your meeting room, I'm putting on the board and I'm writing 3 challenge. Like if I'm Bill, I'm saying you better not even think about allowing 1 sack.
Yeah.
Not even one. There should never be a tackle. A TFL should never happen.
Yep.
Or like I would just go down every single position group. Kickers, punter, like
Give
Luke
him a
Elzinga.
challenge.
Actually, Luke Elzinga, you're free to do whatever. You've been gross all year. So kickers, you should drill every kick. Jackson, don't even think about throwing an interception. Don't even think. Taylor Tatum, don't even think about fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
Like there should be, like if you don't score over 45, like we got gassers.
Yeah.
You're all over.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I hope that they are like, if you allow 1 sack, that's
Yeah.
like 10 gassers or something.
something.
Like, just create, and also too, it's like if you allow no sacks, you get steak or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
make like positives and negatives so they have motivation.
Yeah.
Because I would tell them straight up, like if you don't score 45 points this game,
Like you're not gonna win.
the next practice, straight sprints, all practice long. We're not doing nothing just except running, because that would actually be insane if it was this game would actually be crazy if it was like a 28-14 win.
If it's just like,
Could you imagine that?
What would y'all do? Just want to pose like if we lost.
A crash out.
I don't even know.
Well,
The feeling at South Carolina where Mike,
it was shock.
like that was.
Yeah.
I think I would be in like a worse state.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like or way worse state. But, like, I
Way
wouldn't even
worse
know,
state.
Like what to say. Like if we ever come on and podcast, I'd be so lost. I'd be.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say?
Well, I'd crash out, but then I feel like just like most of my feelings would just be like, huh?
I'd probably laugh.
It would genuinely take like the craziest things in the world to happen for us to lose this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I know.
Because I mean, like, these guys are just different.
In
So
a bad way.
I mean, you're looking. I mean, if it did happen, I'd literally have to be like, what, how?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, we'd probably be seeing like the only chance it would happen is if it's like Zerberg in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you'd
Even
have to
then.
get even then. It's like, yeah, you still have way better talent around you. So I don't know how it would even happen.
It'll be interesting, I think, to see Jackson get some more confidence throwing the ball. Joe John's offense work a little bit.
You think they put Mike? Has Mike played more than 4 games? Did he play 5? Did he burn his red shirt?
No.
Tennessee.
He played before that.
Auburn.
He played in Temple, didn't he?
Oh, he burned it.
Okay, so
he's burned
Michael
it.
will probably come back in then.
Yeah,
He'll
he's
probably
burned
get
it.
some reps.
Gosh, we burned 2 good red shirts
That's
right there.
facts. Yeah.
That's so
2
bad.
talented players just
Exactly.
burn a season on
Jackson
this.
burned his last year, so.
I know, but
They're
I'm just
all right.
saying, like,
No, that's facts. I got you, though.
we definitely should have at least saved one of their red shirts because those are 2 talented players that did not need to waste their season on this. That's for sure.
I'm excited to see. I hope, and if we don't do this, I'm hoping that we play a lot of, like, freshman O-linemen.
I agree.
I think just
I got
mean,
Autry.
Yeah, I know. I heard he
Yeah.
got called, or like any of them. EPL. I just want to, because honestly, like I'll be able to tell. Obviously, it's not going to be SEC caliber defensive linemen, but still, I just kind of want to see something.
Yeah.
Because what we saw last week or the past 2 weeks has been just god awful. So
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see some freshmen play. Not like we haven't already
yeah,
everywhere else, but I'm just ready to see the offense succeed because it will succeed. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. The offense is going to be successful because you could go run halfback dive every play and probably pick up 10 yards of carry against Maine. So it's going to be cool to see their schemes actually work because when it actually works, you see what the intention was.
yeah,
There's so many times where you watch Joe John or Seth Luttrell's plays and you're like, what even
are
was
you
the
doing?
thought?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so when it's successful, you're like, oh, okay, I see at least what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe it might still be stupid,
Yeah.
but at least we'll be able to see, like, okay, where's Joe John Finley's mind at?
Yeah. That would be nice. It would be cool to see the offense finally succeed just for once all season, just to be like back to OU football again. That'll be that'll be cool. I personally, and this is for the defense, I think if Maine scores a single point, that's a really big problem, and that's
A single point.
a single point,
That's
a
fair.
field goal, unless we have like a fumble or turnover on our own 40 in. That'd be a big problem. I think that'd be huge.
I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that we're not going to allow single points.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet a lot of money on that one.
And that's the only way I feel like might be like trash minutes. But even then, it's still
Even
because
then,
those are backups
Our depth
should be
our depth
our depth on defense is great.
crazy.
But I'm saying that I feel like is the most like
Yeah.
probable if
I can
it
agree.
were to happen, it would be in trash minutes.
Yeah, I just see these other teams. I mean, Ole Miss won their first game, they like 76-0.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, if we cannot allow a single point against Maine.
Yeah.
Against Maine.
This would be my score prediction. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that would be huge.
I just think this was a defense that was not good, too. This is a Lincoln defense.
The score that Spencer pulled up was from 2021 when OU played Western Carolina and we won 76-0.
Yeah.
That is the expectation.
That's
I wouldn't say 76, but 45 at least.
Yeah.
At least. At the very, very least.
we put up like 51 on Temple, and Temple's FBS. I think we're gonna put up 60,
Yeah,
50,
I hope
60.
so.
I hope so.
We
but
should.
My confidence
We
is
should.
very like down. So like at this point, I'm not sure if we're capable of doing that. I haven't seen anything in so long. I'm
It
just
has been a
like,
long time.
Where did it go?
That's facts. I know the team's capable, but it's just like I could see a point. I could see that in the 60s, but it's hard to believe it.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You
my
know?
standards, like my bar for like
Yeah.
any other
I mean-
year, I'd be like, we got to put up 80,
Yeah. I mean,
90.
yeah.
But then I'm like, dude, I haven't even seen us put up 25.
We haven't put up 21.
We
We
haven't put up
have not
28.
put up 21 points in
4 weeks maybe
Since-
Auburn.
Okay,
Auburn.
out of the last 5 games, we've only done it once, and that was against Auburn. We put up 15 against Tennessee, 3 against Texas, 9 against South Carolina, and 14 against Ole Miss,
To be fair,
which is insane.
you just listed elite defense, elite defense, elite defense, and elite defense. Like elite.
Or
top 5.
terrible offense.
Yeah. No, I agree, but
Yeah.
those are all statistically the best defenses in the country. But I mean, I'm not saying
16
our offense
against
sucks.
Houston.
Our offense sucks, but
Did we put up? What was the final score of the Houston
16
game?
to
16.
So 16 against Houston. So how much did we put up against Tulane? 20,
34.
34. Okay.
34 and 51
So-
against Temple.
Out of our last 7 games, we've only put up 20 plus points twice.
Mhm.
That
We're good.
I don't care how elite a defense is. You got to be able to put up 20 points.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that's
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, to their benefit, we're playing
Devil's
the best
advocate.
of the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are playing the best of the best.
devil's advocate.
Every week, BV comes in the press conference, and it's not like he's listing excuses, but he's like, yeah, our guys are about to go up against the best in the nation in sacks, like literally number one, or literally number one in pass coverage, or all this stuff. And it's like, he just listing that off because it's like, that's what we're going up against. But I don't know. I think I'm just excited to see Jackson and Javonte and all those guys actually get to go through, get their reps in, succeed, watch the ball go through the hoop, make contact, and just like actually understand their game plan. Because doing it against the scouts, it's like, especially when the scouts are literally told, like, hey, like, you know, make sure the play goes this way so they can visualize it. It's like, it's different when you are on the
If I
field.
was a scout, I would not. I would just abandon whatever they told me and try and go make a play, bro.
Fair enough.
That would just be the funniest.
But yeah, like doing against the scouts, it just doesn't, I don't feel like it cements as much as when you actually go out there against competition and succeed and do it. But
Plus, I mean, I feel like the Maine Black Bears, they are going to be, they just got paid $1 million to come in.
1.4.
That's facts.
1.4, like almost $1.5 million to come. So they're going to be like, hey, we're ready.
You think any of that went to the players?
Probably not.
I think it went to fund the AC in the school buildings. I don't think it went to the players.
AC is crazy. No, but still, like, they're probably going to give, like, their best game, honestly.
Mhm.
Because the upset that this, oh, my, I don't even know what the bar scene in Maine looks like. But if they somehow, oh, my God.
Oh,
the thing is, this happens every time when we bring in schools like this. They come in with this attitude like, we're going to shock the world.
And then it just
First
walked-
quarter,
yeah.
we're up 21-0. They're like, okay, like,
All right,
let's
guys.
stop being cocky and let's just get our reps and not make this look pathetic.
They got some.
And then their coach in the locker room after the game,
Yeah.
I'm real proud of you guys. That was an elite team. And you guys played your heart out.
Coach,
And
we
it's
got
like, all right.
84 to nothing.
I saw success. We had 3 first downs.
How many first downs should we allow? How many first downs?
Dude, this defense. Because I am still a believer. I would guess like 5 or under.
Yeah, I'll take
Goal.
like 7.
7's a better number, yeah. 7's a better number.
no comment.
I mean, I'm sure they'll get a couple.
I don't think they're going to score a point. And if they did, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to crash out. That's my
score a
crash out.
point?
If they score a point.
Just one.
Unless it's I'm going to be crash out if they score a point on a 20, like where they started at 25. They
just
drive down the
it,
field.
Okay.
If it's like a pick or a fumble or whatever, and chances are that probably will happen because we turn over the ball every single game all the time.
That's fair.
That's different.
Yeah.
But if they drive down the field, like
Yeah, if they drive on the field, that's pathetic. Another thing is, if we don't make a turnover, like I said last week, we have not seen.
yeah,
It's been. I heard this on the radio. It's been 4 weeks since or 4 straight games, no interceptions.
Was Kip the last one?
Yeah, Kip was the last interception.
Oh my God.
and we're supposedly
And we've-
one of the best turnover defense.
Yeah,
We were at the
we
beginning.
were.
We were.
Yep,
and we lost that.
it.
We
Were.
lost it. Yeah.
yeah.
And just like BB said, that turnover margin,
Yeah.
undefeated with it. So
And we lose it every game.
we
and
lost
that's why
it.
We lose.
Well, because and to be fair, on the offense, we're not getting any turnovers, so you can't win the turnover margin if you're not getting any on defense.
yeah, you can tie it.
You can tie it, that's for sure. I agree.
Tied.
But
Golly, they play on Flow Sports, guys. They play on Flow Sports.
yeah, that happens.
That's so sad.
Flow
Poor guys.
Flow Sports. Is that like some progressive channel?
It's just like, just buns.
like
It's just
Valley.
the lady. It's the progressive lady in the corner.
She's commentating. bro.
She's commentating.
Tickets low as $13. That's
I don't
many
even pay
people-
that.
how many people you think are gonna be in this game? It's raining.
Okay, so I wanted to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have a history like 200 straight sellouts.
They're gonna say it.
I saw the marketing department. Like, if you like, I don't know if you follow like Oklahoma Athletics
Yeah.
on Twitter, they are just desperately
pushing.
buy a bundle, please. Yeah, they are pushing to make sure we keep this sellout record. But that being said, even if they do somehow miraculously sell this for $5 to a single mother, then nobody's showing up. Nobody's showing up.
I can't wait to see that the game's sold out. It's not sold out. They're gonna lie. They're gonna lie and say it was.
Well, they probably sell it out, but like everyone's selling them, like reselling them.
Yeah, well,
that's why it's like.
What I mean, we haven't had a filled up stadium except for Tennessee for the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
the top above you guys never fills up. So technically, we never sell out, but we always sell. We sell 89,000 tickets, but not 89,000 people come every game.
That's how you like get around. I mean, literally,
I just don't
like students. Like even if we don't go, we got our ticket. Like they sold a ticket.
Yeah.
And it's literally probably on SeatGeek, sitting there, and no one's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
So then it's like, all right,
that's
how
many 89.
The only two I've seen the stadium. I've been going to football games. It's my 5th season as a student. I've seen 2 games actually filled. It's Tennessee and Nebraska. The only 2 games that were filled. Every other game there was at least some of those upper decks that weren't full.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's in the student section.
I think I don't even want.
Dead.
What do we get? 22 through what rows? 22 through 28.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Hannah, all the girls are not.
Yeah.
They're not going. Who's gonna come to the game?
And it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
And bars. That's where we're gonna be at. And it's Halloween weekend.
Oh, it is too. Yeah.
Oh God, it's Halloween weekend. Yeah.
No,
The student section might be empty. Old heads might show up, but even some Sooner diehards are not going to be there. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And I don't blame them. If I didn't work for the team, I'd leave it probably 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. Because, I mean, when we're up 45-0, there's nothing more to see.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Especially now, like at the beginning, because you want to see all the new. You've seen.
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah.
That's
the thing is,
we've already seen
usually these non-con games are at the beginning of the season. And so you're like excited. They're like, I don't care. I want to watch the 3rd strings play. Now it's like, all right.
I want to go home.
I've watched this team suck. It's awful.
I would not be opposed to leaving at halftime if it's crazy.
I
Come home, watch some other football.
Yeah.
Like
45-0.
If it's
y'all
literally
stay,
45-0 at halftime, I'm not staying.
Yeah. There's no reason.
Do you want to
stay?
stay?
Not really, but depending on what's looking like, then that will. Like if it's 50-0 and it's halftime, I always like to kind of watch like the first couple drives, second half, and then I'll be like, all right, just to see like if we come out like and keep. Because I hate when we like stop, because that's what Lincoln used to do that all the time. Is like we'd be up big and then he'd stop. I want to beat teams as bad as we possibly can. I don't care about sportsmanship.
I totally agree.
You know what this is?
I have no idea.
A Cane's chicken finger.
Real.
It is going to be screaming at me. Halftime. Colby.
No, I agree.
Give me in some sauce.
Dude, every home game, it's like that 3rd quarter. I'm like, it's screaming at me.
It's the King.
Box combo, no sloshy toast.
I swear that Alameda location.
Yeah.
It just hasn't hit for me since after that Tennessee game, man.
Oh, it's been
you're
I'm telling you, can't speak my, but man, put that wing stop for me.
Oh
I'm
my
going.
God.
Oh,
this guy.
I'm going.
Wingstop's good, but come on.
This guy.
Come on.
This guy's just
what
got.
What kind of take is
this
that?
guy's loaded with terrible takes.
Sorry, guys.
What kind of take?
Kill me. Sue me.
That's the coldest take I've ever heard.
Literally,
Wingstop is fire.
Wingstop's fire. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's after a game though.
But
come on.
like literally.
Oh man.
I was one time. We were just going around the office and somebody was asking like, "What's your favorite restaurant?" Like Death Row. What's your favorite meal? And everyone was like taking a while. They came around to me. Box combo, no slaw, extra toast, extra cane
your
sauce.
Favorite meal?
Absolutely. I would die on that meal. And then I have to have a sweet treat after. If it's like Death Row, I'm going to bring up a sweet treat. Probably just walk down the street to Bake Bear on Campus Corner.
Yeah.
And grab me a brownie bake.
You like the brownie? I like the
cookie sandwich.
The cookie sammy with the sprinkled one with confetti, funfetti.
Funfetti, yeah.
And then a sugar
funfetti,
cookie.
shout out.
Funfetti and sugar cookie. And I get the almond vanilla ice cream. Press it, drizzy some caramel on it.
Yeah. I like a brownie, vanilla,
I
caramel.
need that. I haven't had that in so long.
No, you don't.
I need that. Save my calories.
But yeah, I remember South Carolina. Those 3 picks or those 3 interceptions, whatever they were. Mike started the game and Jackson goes in. It's like the 2nd quarter, and I'm on this. So I'm just thinking, man, I want to get out of here. I need a box combo. I want to eat a box combo so bad. That's all I could think about. I literally had to wait like 4 hours to get that box combo. That game was miserable because I knew we were going to lose. I knew we weren't coming back. Once you're down 21-0
It's over.
and you're playing a team like South Carolina that's not going to give up.
6 minutes.
Yeah. I literally knew we had 6 minutes left in the first. I was like, we lost.
Yeah.
Because South Carolina, they're not an amazing team, but they're not going to let you back in that game.
Yeah.
You know what's happening during that time? The chicken's being dipped in the fryer, pulled back out, golden crisp.
Literally, bro.
You bite into it.
Change your meal too. Would that be your death row?
It's hot. I don't like. It's got. I don't like when it's fresh out. That's crazy to say.
No,
but I like when it cools down a little bit because sometimes you dip that cane in the sauce.
Well, I like to try to really cover it in sauce to cool it down. But as soon as you bite into it,
That chicken hit your mouth.
the grease and the oil just burns. But it's good.
That's when you eat your fries and your bread first.
Yep.
That's what you always gotta do. You
I
always
always
gotta start with the fries.
I always make my Sammy.
He does
My
do
two
that.
toast and my sauce. That's the first thing I eat.
I understand the Sammy concept. I just
Yeah, I can't
I
rock
like
with it.
I like
separate.
to enjoy every flavor
Oh.
separately.
Oh, hey,
But also,
No
you know me, I'm a 5 Coke Zero kind of guy when I'm at Canes. So you can give me 4 refills by the time
yeah, that's crazy.
I'm out of there.
Terrible.
Are we going to Sam's today, by the way?
I want to go to Sam's. I'm craving it.
We got to clean the house. Because,
Do we?
yeah.
It's debatable. I'm going to Arkansas, so
What time are you going to Arkansas?
probably 1.
God.
This guy. Wingstop.
Every
Arkansas.
time. Wingstop, Arkansas.
Um.
That's nice. That's sweet of you.
Anyways, yeah, it's definitely
How
gonna
much
be.
they paying you?
I'm not gonna disclose that.
Is that why?
That's crazy.
200,
That's crazy,
bro.
bro. Said how much are they paying? That's the first question.
No,
Maybe
we
it's because I love the Lord and I want to go praise His name. How about that? You like that? That's what I thought. Back to our podcast.
So the money has no incentive.
Okay. Yes, getting paid is great too. Yes, it is.
No, I'm kidding.
No, you
That's
don't.
good.
Anyways,
Yeah,
Boring.
that's Maine.
it's gonna be a lead by halftime kind of game, or
Yeah, it's
right
a
after
real
halftime.
Yeah. Should we get into maybe some other games? Because I feel like I'm shooting blanks here on.
This game is boring.
It's just a boring game. Like
boring.
we already talked. We think it's important for the offense to get some confidence. The plays, to see them work. Defense shouldn't allow a single point unless obviously it's a turnover or something like that. But if Maine drives all the way down the field and scores any points, it's a disappointment.
What's this?
I
game
know
on?
Penn State and Ohio State play
Yeah, they do.
this week,
Yep.
which is going to be awesome. 3 versus 4.
Yeah, that's
Or
about it.
is it 3 versus 4 or 2 versus 4?
It's 3 versus 4.
3 versus 4, which is going to be fire.
Wait, is our game actually on ESPN?
It's on ESPN Plus.
It says
Dude, if it's on national TV, that's hilarious. But I will say,
that's insane.
I'll show you what we're scoring this week. It's not the most exciting week of college football.
Yeah. I need him at South Carolina. That'll be good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did South Carolina win last week?
They play.
I have no idea.
Let's see.
Michigan and Oregon. Let's see.
No, they didn't play last week.
They didn't.
Mm-mm.
So they just spanked us and got a break. That's awesome. I like to put a spanking on somebody and just get a break and chill.
Yeah, so I mean, we got Ohio
and
State,
Miami.
Penn State,
Interesting.
Miami's gonna find a way. The refs are gonna win that game for Miami.
That's
Miami.
Dude,
They're
how many
getting
times have
bailed.
the refs bailed out Miami this
Every
season?
week they just
It's
get bailed.
unbelievable.
My personal
Yeah.
opinion on Miami, I think I said this last pod. Clemson's gonna whoop them on the ACC chip.
Oh yeah.
Whoop them.
Yeah.
I think Clemson is actually gonna be a viable playoff team. They have shown a lot of improvement, defense
Clemson looks
and
really
offense.
good. Cade
Yeah.
Klubnik is tearing it
Yeah.
up.
So I think
Just like 2 picks all year.
Yeah, and I think Garrett Riley has found his groove at Clemson,
Yeah.
and they're starting to kind of figure some things out.
that's a hire we should go make, but I don't think we'll be able to.
And would we with the blood
Hey.
connection?
Hey,
I don't know. I personally, I would be all
I'd
for
take
it.
I'd be for
I
it.
would be all for it, but I just don't know if Joe C would be happy.
Ole Miss at Arkansas, that has zero implication on literally anything.
Florida, Georgia.
I hope Arkansas just.
Florida,
absolutely
Georgia
destroys
is
them.
the most buns game you'll ever watch. Oregon at Michigan, same thing.
Oh, Louisville, Clemson will be a good game.
At
Ish.
Clemson.
Ish.
Texas Tech at Iowa State.
Eh.
Is that right?
Kentucky, Tennessee, they beat Ole Miss. Pitt and
Yeah.
SMU, that'll be a good game.
It's just.
Pitt SMU would be a really good game actually.
Yeah, we're scoring that
SMU's
one.
Cold.
SMU, they're good. Pitt is insane. They're 7-0. Or right? Yeah, 7-0.
And SMU's one loss? BYU.
Yeah.
Looks a lot better than it used to.
Wowza.
So anyway, it's
Being
just not the
SMU
most
right now.
exciting week in the world.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say though? When it's not the most exciting week, that's
True.
when all the crazy stuff happens.
Upsets.
Okay, so then
happen.
let's look at some potential upsets.
Because
If
Maine, Oklahoma.
potential
Hey.
upsets that could happen.
Arkansas beats Ole Miss.
Duke Miami would be the one I would foresee because Miami is that team that they're kind of fraudulent.
They keep tiptoeing.
I would say Minnesota, Illinois.
Yeah. Is that? I mean, like, how big of an
But
upset
it doesn't
is
care
that?
because they're 24. Illinois
Yeah.
24.
What about our country?
Ole Miss at Arkansas. I could see that.
Air Force
Again,
and Army.
I could see that.
How I just Ole Miss is like kind of out of the playoff race anyways. So
Yeah.
I just don't even see that being like an important upset.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Oregon,
upsets?
Michigan would be the one. Texas Tech, Iowa State, solid. Obviously, Florida, Georgia would be insane, but that's not going to happen.
Florida sucks.
I think Kentucky,
It's so
Tennessee is
sad.
probably one of the biggest ones that you could
Yeah,
see.
that's what I was thinking.
A&M, South Carolina. So yeah, there is a lot of room for upsets if the old saying rings true. But
And it
I
will.
just
There will be one upset this week.
yeah.
I'm going to call it. There's going to be at least one big upset this weekend.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to be racing home to watch football because I'm just not that excited.
yeah. These weeks suck. How is it week 8 and it's just a boring.
It's because
Well-
we're not used to it because we don't ever do this.
Well, yeah, but I think too is like if you would have told me at the beginning of the season Oregon at Michigan, I'd have been
Yeah.
like, "Yo, that's crazy." But Michigan's buns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not that exciting.
To be fair, before the 12-team playoff, if we had a 4 versus 3 matchup, we'd be calling this week probably the best week of college football.
Yes.
But now it's like we expect Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas A&M, Texas OU all in the same week to happen.
Yeah.
So
Ooh. Well, this is actually a huge week for Ohio State because they already have one loss.
Yeah. This is pretty much their season.
oh no, this is a huge game for both of them.
This is Ohio State's season.
Mhm.
Penn State, they're unbeaten, so they could get away with
This
one
is
more
Penn
loss.
State's
first
but-
They could, however, only 2 teams get into that Big Ten championship. Oregon, probably a lock. Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Indiana's undefeated.
Indiana looks cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ohio State and Penn State. So there's 4 teams fighting for that Big Ten spot.
Yeah.
And this game is probably going to decide
Yeah.
probably one of those. So,
Be interesting.
yeah.
It'd be cool to
So
see.
even if Penn State loses, and yes, they're probably still in the playoff, they lose that Big Ten championship.
How about Indiana? Could you imagine Indiana in the playoff?
Okay,
the
so
first
that's
The
what's
last
crazy.
2 games
That
were
is-
Michigan and Purdue. Oh, right, they play Ohio State. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, so
But they could finish off 10-1.
That's the
11-1.
Yeah.
So they can lose to Ohio State and still make the playoff.
Yeah, they've beat everybody. That is just the
Yeah.
craziest. They spanked Nebraska 56-7. I know Nebraska isn't that great, but dang.
My question is,
56-7?
here's the argument some people are saying. Does an 11-1 Indiana, who's in the Big Ten, make it over a 10-2?
Yes, they should.
Yeah.
But here's my
yeah,
thing.
they should.
Here's my argument. Look at their schedule. If they just lose to Ohio State, they don't have a single ranked win. And the ranked
No.
wins aren't even like good, or the unranked wins aren't even like good unranked wins. Like all these teams suck. That's the thing. That's why people are saying it. I'm kind of 50-50. It really depends. For me, 10-2 Tennessee it's a better team than Indiana, in my opinion.
You know, for clicks, I want to.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
What if we were 10-2 Oklahoma and 11-1 Indiana? Who's making it?
I want Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair, but I feel like that's any team that's like, if it's your school, you're gonna want them to.
I'm just saying, like, do you think, like, statistically, like, with our schedule, how hard it is, do you think, like, not even just, like, being our fan of us,
Yeah.
like, do you think that we should make it?
100%.
Yeah, probably.
If our 2 losses were Alabama and Texas,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Make it.
I
But-
agree. I think there's plenty of teams like that out there with
Are you
really
saying
hard
if
schedule.
Indiana makes it to the Big Ten championship, and they lose.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about the Big Ten championship.
If
Because
Indiana
they
makes the
can't-
Big Ten, they have to be in.
That's what
if
I'm
they
saying.
make the Big Ten
Because if they go
championship,
10-1, then
have
they'll
to
be in the big, or they
So let's say they go 11-1.
11 or
Let's say they go 11-1, but Penn State and Oregon are both undefeated, so they go to the Big Ten championship.
Oh, okay.
And so they're just flat 11-1, no conference championship appearance. Do you think an SEC school that's like 10-2, no conference championship appearance, makes it?
Okay,
over
no,
them?
because I think like once you're out of, like if you didn't make it to your conference championship, then that's when I think like strength of schedule should probably be considered. So
Mhm.
like if it's a, like you said, like a 10-2
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah, I can agree that.
But if they make it to Big Ten championship and they just lose,
Mhm.
then absolutely
I can agree. The SEC and the Big Ten championship, both winner and loser, should go.
Easy.
And then it's obviously Big 12, G5, and ACC,
Yeah.
and then it's probably some SEC teams in there.
I bet ACC might.
I don't think
You don't think they'll get two? You don't think they're winner and loser?
I think
I feel like if it's Clemson, Miami, they're probably gonna.
I think
put-
if it's you have an, I
like,
think
it's
if
undefeated.
I wish we could go through like
Undefeated-
actual scenarios.
Clemson and if Clemson and Miami are both undefeated, or Clemson has one loss, if they're both in,
Dude.
you're putting Miami in a one-loss Miami in the ACC championship, and you're putting a one-loss Clemson in. You have to.
But what about like, I don't know. I agree that's probably what would happen. But to me, I'm just like, Miami is not as good as a 10-2 Tennessee or a 10-2.
But I mean, that's still 6. If you took 2 from SEC, Big Ten, and ACC, that's 6 teams. So I think that's winner and loser from both. Whatever. You got 6 more spots. I mean, Big 12, G5, and then you'll have what,
So that's-
4 more.
Yeah, 4 more.
Then I
So-
think you can slide in a Tennessee,
yeah,
or whatever.
decide between
I
Big
feel like there's a
12.
lot of room to work with. But good teams, like if it's a one-loss Clemson versus an undefeated Miami, and Clemson beats Miami, you can't leave out a one-loss Miami. I feel like there's no way it's gonna.
You
happen.
can't.
There's no shot.
maybe.
You
Yeah.
can't. The committee will not.
They would lose
leave
their
I
mind.
agree that they
Yeah.
wouldn't, but I just
Yeah.
think it's like my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami doesn't belong because I think Miami would go to Texas A&M and get whooped, or go to LSU and get whooped, or even in a neutral site get whooped. And so, and in my opinion, if Miami does make the playoffs, which they probably will, I think they're a first round exit easily, especially if they don't have that bye. Like if they don't win the ACC chip, which I don't think they will, I think they're going to get whooped in the ACC chip. I just think when they'll probably have to go on the road
Yeah.
in that first game.
Yep.
Because they're 9 right now. They lose to Clemson. I think they get whooped to Clemson. I think they'll be like 10-11. So that means they're going to go travel to 7-8 seed, which is probably going to be.
Iowa State. BYU.
No, they wouldn't be.
Actually,
Yeah,
They definitely
well,
wouldn't be. Yeah.
well,
It would definitely be an SEC team probably.
oh yeah, it'd probably be nice.
Because a Big 12 team, the only way a Big 12 team probably gets in is probably the bye.
like whoever just wins the Big.
Whoever wins the conference
Oh yeah,
championship.
you only think Big 12 get one?
Probably, yeah.
Because everyone, unless it's like, my only thing is that if it's like BYU, Iowa State, and they're both
That's what I'm
do they
saying.
play.
They probably will in the Big 12 championship.
They will in the Big 12
Okay,
championship.
so like then
Well,
it's just
Colorado
like-
still has a path to the Big 12 championship too.
Colorado does.
But
But I feel
Colorado
like
would have
then-
to win the Big 12 to get in because they already have
they're
2 losses.
Yeah.
They would have to win.
I wish.
I don't know. I
I'm
just
gonna
feel
make
like
a bracket
Miami,
next
you
time.
have to put Miami.
No,
You
I
don't
agree.
have
I'm not.
to, yeah.
I'm not saying that they like won't go. The committee will choose a 12-1 Miami team. My thing is like that first round. That's the most boring game ever. Miami traveling to LSU, they're gonna get whooped. Miami traveling to A&M, they're gonna get whooped. And it's like nobody even like. Why would you even want to turn that game on?
Miami to LSU, I feel like that'd be kind of like, I don't
Miami at LSU,
know.
they're
I think that
getting
would
whooped.
be intriguing.
Dude,
I don't think they get whooped.
I think they get whooped. I think Miami is not good. That's my opinion. Here, like
there's a lot of teams I don't think are good. Like I don't think Mizzou is good, but Miami, they've gotten bailed a lot, but I still don't think they're like just awful.
I just think the ACC sucks, and that's why I think they suck.
It's fair.
I don't.
They're not the greatest, but I still don't think Miami's that bad. Can't
Like-
have a Heisman quarterback and just be buns. I feel like.
Fair enough.
Let's
Fair enough.
see
They have a
who
good
their
quarterback.
Wins.
Like they won at California by 1 point. They won at Virginia Tech on that miracle.
At home, actually.
They won at Louisville by a touchdown. Like these aren't good teams, and they're losing really close games. And look at how buns their schedule is.
Well, that's every
Miami's schedule is pretty bad.
I mean, look. I know every team has a bad schedule. Look at how bad this is, man. Like, this is bad. South Florida, Ball State, Virginia Tech, Louisville, California. They don't have a single good win. A single one.
Yeah.
And they won't. The rest of their schedule's buns too. Yeah. Anyways, I just think it's like, dang, they are getting the cakest of walks to the playoffs. A cakewalk.
I just want to go to Imagination Land real quick to kind of gear it back to OU. Imagine right now, our only loss was Texas, and we're 6-1.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ranked pretty well. What are we talking about this week about the next 3 games with Mizzou, Bama, and LSU, knowing that we are still very much in the playoff race, even SEC championship race, and based off of how Alabama's been playing, Mizzou's been playing, LSU looks pretty good. But I'm just saying, like, could you imagine what this podcast would be like if that was our situation?
Oh, yeah, it'd be crazy.
A lot better.
It's just so crazy because, like, we're sitting here talking about Maine, but it's like the only reason we're even talking about Maine is because that's like one game that we need to get into the bowl. Like, we're literally just talking about, can we get into a bowl game? And I'm just thinking, like, at the beginning of the season, we did our preseason predictions. We all consensusly thought we're about, like, at least 1 or 2 losses at this point in the season, which is still very much in the playoff race.
Yeah.
So, I don't mean to put a damper. I'm just saying, like,
I think
that'd be just so exciting if we were, like, in the position that Tennessee's in right now, or like a Texas or Georgia or Bama where they have 1 loss. It's like, man, that'd be.
I think we would be talking. We'd be saying, we got to win Maine and Missouri to go 9-3, and then we'd be in the discussion. But Alabama would seal the deal. If we beat Alabama, that seals the deal. Yeah. But it just sucks, man, because we have such a hard schedule. Like, I'm looking at this Miami schedule, and I'm thinking, like, man, if we had that schedule, dude, maybe we would actually, like, have hope. I think we win these games.
If we also had a competent football team, we would also not.
Yeah.
Our schedule looks hard on paper, but then looking back at the games in the comp, the only time we really got just flat out, like, beat by, like, straight up, I think it was probably Texas.
Yeah. South Carolina, we lost 35-9.
I know, but I'm saying, like, straight up where they were just better, we turned the ball over 3 times.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we got beat pretty handily.
If we had a competent team, there's no shot we lose that game. Like, if Mike doesn't do what he did.
If we had last year's offense and this year's defense,
I'm just saying games
we
that,
beat
like,
South Carolina.
We should have lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think Texas, like, we made a couple
mistakes,
lost to
Texas,
but, like, we, like, handed South Carolina, like, that win. Like, Auburn handed us the win. We pretty much handed South Carolina 21 points. Like, here you guys go. It's right here on the silver platter.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, we shot ourselves in the foot. We just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. If we didn't do that, then I think right now, I think
that's the most frustrating thing about this team is that I feel like that's how we lose games. We just shoot ourselves in the foot
much every time.
all the time. It's not a talent issue. It's not a talent issue. You can't tell me that these other schools that are spanking us have significantly better talent. They don't. We recruit at the same exact level as them, if not better. So it's not talent. We just suck. I don't
think offensively it's talent.
Offensively, yes.
Yeah, I think you look at that O-line and you look at the tight ends and you look at the wide receivers that are literally scout team.
Yeah.
That's talent. That's a talent issue.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we scored 3 on Texas is a talent issue.
Yeah.
Because you have literally Zion Reagans, who is my size and supposed to not even, like, be in the game. He's not even supposed to travel to that game.
Yeah.
He's going up against the best DBs in the nation. It's like, okay, that's a talent issue.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or you have an elite D-line at South Carolina, number 1 in sacks, going up against just the most bunzo lineman that you could never name. And,
hey, don't call out Jacob Sexton. His dad's going to be commenting on our podcast.
Go ahead, Jacob Sexton.
He's going to be on the Boomer Backfield. Philip Sexton. He's probably 7 beers deep. Y'all talking about my boy.
Yeah.
Don't talk about him.
Oh, man.
He was the Twitter goblin. That was So after our last pod, I looked it up. Bro had been drunk. Like, I'm serious. He responded to so many people.
He was going crazy too.
He comments. He said about one guy like, "You only have 82 followers." Or something. I'm like, and granted, his dad had like 700, but I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Bro is hammered. I hope they'd be fun to interact with Philip Sexton.
Go ahead. I mean, hey, if you see this, hey, come on. You want to come on the podcast?
That'd be so funny. Can you imagine with Philip Sexton on the podcast?
This is right. I'm going back. I just remembered I was looking at a graphic of like top teams that like likeliness to make the playoffs. Yeah. I remember reading 93 Miami %. I was like, 93? Like, that seems crazy. And then now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, all they have to do is win 4 games against bums. They can lose to Clemson. They'll be in. That's why it's 93%. So I was just thinking about that. Because I remember our conversation sparked me thinking about that graphic.
What do you think of the Philip Sexton situation?
Oh, I'd be upset too. I understand, like, if I'm a dad, I understand. Here's my thing. Every time you get a team that is this bad, I talked about this earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Toxic things start happening. It's just how it is. You cannot control it. Because when people start losing, players or parents either want to jump ship, blame the coaches, blame the other players. Mm-hmm. There's so many toxic things that enter people's minds when you start losing this bad, this often.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, it's expected. I was expecting a lot worse by this, because if you told me after Auburn we're going to go on a 4-game losing streak, I would say, oh, by then you'll have guys redshirting and entering the portal.
Yeah,
I would have said that. I would have said that for sure. I would have been like, there's definitely going to be some guys that redshirting in the portal, and we haven't had that. I would have told you that our defense would have totally collapsed by now because they would have given up on the offense, right?
Yeah.
I would have said there'd be no spark of hope on the offense because there would have been no spark of hope on the offense because all the players had given up. So what we have is actually, and like, this Jacob Sexton situation is bad, but the amount of toxic stuff that's happening is actually like pretty low for how bad this team is.
Yeah.
Because we easily could be in a world where Jackson and Mike gave up. And the defense has just like completely left the locker room.
Yeah.
Danny Stutzman's out at the bars, or Danny Stutzman. There's a world where Danny Stutzman not red shirts, calls it a season and says, I'm ready for the NFL draft. Same as Billy. There's a world where that happens. So things are going pretty well, in my opinion.
I think as a dad, it's different. You want to defend your kids. And
the problem is, like, Gabe Eichert, listen, he really didn't say anything that bad.
Yeah.
Like, he really did not say that. Anything terrible. And you have to know your son is going to play at a major university. People are going to criticize. Like, if Bauer Sharp's dad got on here, he'd be in shambles.
Zach
Schmidt's dad, mom got on here, they'd be in shambles.
Yeah,
and if it was my son, I'm hot too.
Yeah,
but I just don't think, I'm not going to go take it to Twitter, because I would think if my dad did that, I'd be so embarrassed.
I'd be so embarrassed.
I'd be like, Dad, stop.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, because I know that would embarrass him.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know how the culture in the locker room is. He's probably not getting clowned, but like people know, like some of the players know, and they're like, "Hey, bro, y'all see his dad, bro?
Yeah.
He's on Twitter."
Dude, I feel bad for Jacob Sexton, dude.
I'm like,
he is so embarrassed right now.
And that's a locker room cancer.
Bad.
Because everyone's looking at Jacob like, this guy.
Your dad tripping.
I think like at the high school level, if somebody else is talking about my son for playing bad, then I would crash out.
Yeah.
But when once you enter D1 land, you have to know people are going to talk bad about your son. That's how it is.
You could be Baker Mayfield Heisman winning season. People are going to talk bad about Baker Mayfield.
Baker had hella critics.
He had hate.
Yeah,
he had hate.
And if Baker's dad was out there trying to find every hater, he'd look like a fool. So you just can't do that.
Can't do it. I understand the intent, but Twitter is the last place.
Yeah.
Because people on Twitter, say
crazy.
Craziest.
You can hide behind the screen.
Yeah.
BV's been doing a good job at the locker room.
Yeah.
He's been doing a good job because, this is a situation where it could have gone bad fast. So props to BV for not letting it go bad fast.
Yeah. He really does a good job with that. I think he does a really good job with keeping the culture in the locker room maintained. I just don't. At one point, do the players be like, all right, we've lost 3 years I've been here. I'm going to go somewhere where I can win.
Yeah.
You know, that's the scary thing is like, and I don't think it will, to really be honest.
That portal's
I
scary.
hope not, at least.
I'm scared of that day. I don't know what day it is.
I mean, and he said, hey,
some people will.
if you're ready to go, ready to jump ship, I'll help you pack your bag.
He did say that.
And Michael Hawkins' dad, like, quoted that tweet with, like, the 100% like emoji. So I was like,
oh, yeah, he's gone. Oh, yeah, he's gone. He's so gone.
Oh,
he's literally gone.
I didn't take it like that. I took it like Mike's staying. Like, he was like 100%. Like, if y'all ready to go, then like,
oh,
maybe
like, cool, go ahead. That's how I took it. I didn't think it was. I feel like that'd be like worse if his dad was like, we're going. I took it as like, bet, like I'm staying. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but
portal opens Monday, December 9th.
Golly.
Dude, we talked about this in pod. I hate when dads get involved in football. Like Michael Hawkins' dad. When he was talking about what was it? Something about like O-line or receiver. He said something along those lines. I'm just gonna stop talking. It was a few weeks ago, but
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also think that a lot of these, like Mike's dad has been on Twitter since forever, and a lot of stuff he like tweets about is like, hey, keep going, Mike, keep going, whatever.
Yeah,
like it's
it's
like
very encouraging
stuff.
Yeah.
Now, like, because there's a lot of moms. Like I remember, what was his name? Nick Evers.
Yeah.
Like his mom was like big on Twitter, like when he was here.
I remember that.
But she was like pretty encouraging.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as Mike's dad hasn't really said anything questionable except for like when people were bashing Mike saying like whatever, and then he just pulled up like those stats that were like he got blitzed on blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's not, but like if you start going nuts, that's when I'm like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta take a back seat. But I mean,
portal's gonna be fascinating this year. I'm interested to see what happens because not only will we lose some guys, but dude, we better go gain some guys. We better go get some guys.
You're looking at a lot of programs who are losing their big guys.
yeah.
Like, obviously, Ohio State, as Julian's saying, Ohio State's losing their starting quarterback. Oregon's losing their starting quarterback. Texas, Quinn will probably go to the draft, but they got Arch, so they're fine. Georgia's losing their starting quarterback. There's a lot of schools that are losing like their guys. So the portal's going to be really interesting.
Portal's going to be fascinating, and it's like, man, how do you get a guy to come in here when you don't even have an OC yet? So I would bet OC hire. You got, the season ends November like 30th, I think.
If we don't make a bowl, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, either way, we do make a bowl. I think the hire will be before the bowl because that's usually how it goes, I would say.
Yeah.
So I would say, the season ends on like the 29th or the 30th of November. We fire Joe John the next day, or we do whatever we're planning to do. You open up a 10-day search. You get your OC by the 8th. 9th, the portal opens. Then you have an OC to be like, okay, this is your guy. Because if you go recruit with Joe John, you get nobody. You literally get nobody. You don't get a tight end. You don't get anybody. So make your changes in that. You have 10 days. Make your changes before that, BB. Do that for sure.
Who do we get?
I don't know.
That's the thing. What I think is funny is that, like you say, like the 10-day window, like that window is really like 2 months. Because right now, I already know BV, and I know you can. It's illegal, but you can't tell me like he's not like checking out, making some calls.
Oh no, for sure. I'm really just saying like.
No, I know, but I get what you're saying. But like, because technically, like that would
between
be like
the fire and the hire. Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna fire him.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we'll fire him. I obviously think we're gonna like, put him back in his peasantry position. But
that's the fact that BV even promoted Joe John head OC. We're not going to fire him, and I really wish we did because I think he sucks. But we're not going to fire Joe John.
Sucks.
So
he'll probably be tight ends.
He'll go back to tight ends.
The question is, with Ted Roof, he was defensive coordinator, and we offered him the linebacker coach job, and he just said, I'd rather just go be DC somewhere else because they'll pay me more. So if you lower Joe John's pay,
no one's paying him. Who's paying him?
I agree. Well, who's paying Ted Roof?
That's fair.
Who's paying Ted Roof? So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It'll be interesting.
Just sucks.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
But plus, you got to think about too is like other teams that other schools that I believe we would target their OCs. they might be in the playoff. So then it's like they're not coming here if their team's in the playoff.
If that check says right.
If the check is right, I'm just saying, like,
It's happened before.
Yeah.
It's happened plenty of times.
when a playoff contending team, their OC leaves and they're in the playoff.
You have guys enter the portal before the playoffs.
Yeah, but not coaches.
Yeah, that happens.
A coach. Name one time a coach has.
I mean, I can't think off the top of my head a random OC, but yeah, that happens. At Georgia, Dan Lanning.
I've never seen it.
It happens.
A team in the playoff, a coach leaves for an OC position. Maybe
no,
a head
not an
coach.
OC position. Like I'm saying like there's.
I'm saying OC position.
Oh, okay. I'm saying
Yeah.
plenty of OCs or DCs have left to be a head coach before the playoffs. That has happened before. I can specifically remember like a team that's about to go into like a big bowl game, like a New Year's Six or a playoff game. Their like linebacker coach, their offensive coordinator, gets a job at a big school as a head coach. And they're like, okay, yeah, I'll take that.
I just don't know when. I could see Dan Lanning, but he was at.
He's at Georgia.
Were they in the playoff that year?
2019, 2020?
This 2020.
Or is it 2020?
Yeah, that was the year they won the national
No, it was
championship.
2021.
That was the year they won the national championship.
Yeah. I don't know. Once though, OC though.
I'm sure that's
there's
not
never
the
been
only
an OC
time.
OC hire though that I know of.
Not that I know. I can't think of one on the top of my head, but I mean, most of the coaching changes happen before the bowl games, but that's for bowl teams. That's not for playoff teams. I will give you that. But most, like BV, for example,
bowl games. Yeah.
He was basically hired before Clemson played in the Orange Bowl, which is a New Year's Six bowl. So he left before Clemson played in the Orange Bowl. So that's fair enough.
Only playoff games though. So yeah, I don't know. Like if we're looking at, well, I guess UNLV is probably not going to make it after they lost to Boise State, but I don't know.
Yeah, none of our targets are even at playoff schools, really.
That's what's so crazy. Where do we need to have a home run hire? Like that tweet that you talked about last week where BV might have made the 2 worst offensive or coordinator hires just in general in OU history.
Mm-hmm.
That might be true.
Yeah.
That might be true. So, yeah. Okay. I said we get into score predictions. We've been yapping about nothing, really.
Really about nothing. All right, first up, Texas A&M at South Carolina. Let me see what time this game is.
It matters. Time matters.
It is at 6:30.
Fire. That's going to be a fun game.
It's a good game. Anybody have thoughts? I have no thoughts.
I think we just go right into the scores.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, what do you have any score predictions? I have no score prediction
South
yet.
Carolina's a really hard place to play. I've been to a night game there. They have a really, really, really good stadium environment. Much better than Ole Miss. Jeez. So, yeah, they're 12th in the SEC. We're probably lower. We are lower. Yeah, South Carolina's a cool, like, place. It's a cool stadium. Gets really loud. Score predictions. We're looking at their other games scores right now to get a good idea. Can you leave it on
It's
there?
a tough one, man. It's a tough one.
And they put up a lot of points against good teams, except for Ole Miss. I mean, they put up 27 against Bama, 33 against LSU, 31 against Kentucky.
I don't know. This is such a toss-up. It's a close one. It's gonna be a close game. Kylan, you got a score?
Give me A&M. They probably win. I'll go. Anybody know who's starting? Marcel Reed starting?
Gotta be Marcel Reed.
I know. Texas A&M.
Do you have any idea, Spencer?
I have no clue. I think the scores will both be in the 20s somewhere. I'm trying to decide who I'll pick.
God, nothing's come out yet, so I don't know. I'm going to just go with Marcel Reed's going to start. I'm trying to think about how their defense played against us as a Buns offense. They were not bad.
They're pretty solid defense.
They're solid.
Holding Alabama to 27 is actually a really good good number right there. Kentucky to 6.
They let up 36 LSU.
LSU solid.
So I'm trying to. I'll go 33. Go 33-17 Texas A&M.
Wowzers.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'll go a little closer, but I'll also pick A&M. What in the world is going on here? I'll probably pick something like 27-24 A&M.
Yeah. I like A&M. I'm going to go 31-24 A&M winning on the road.
All right, next up, Pitt SMU.
People will probably stop watching the podcast by now.
100%.
They're like, this stuff is... If there's anybody listening right now, you're a true fan. I would be shocked.
It's probably my mom, honestly.
Probably. Yeah. Because this is... I'm sorry. This is just like, what are you talking about? I don't want to bring up rage bait. It's like, I'm tired of crashing out. I want to have a good podcast. So, Pitt, jeez.
Man,
Who's their big win? They beat California by 2 points. Cal's not bad. If
they just lose
played
like
better,
cheese.
if they added 4 points to half their games, they'd be a ranked team right now.
SMU's winning, but their offense is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Oh, they lost to BYU. BYU is
really good. That's a.
jeez.
This is a good game for SMU right here.
BYU is really dang good. Holy cow.
Yeah, I got SMU as well. Yeah.
Yeah, SMU is just, they're some dogs. They beat Duke on the road. Pitt. All right, let's get some scores. Kylan, what do you think?
Give me SMU. Give me 36. Actually, no. Give me 37. Pitt is going to score 27.
Okay.
Is SMU at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Home will always be on the right.
Gotcha.
I think if SMU wins, it has to be high scoring because Pitt's not a bad offense either.
Yeah.
And I think they will win. So I think somewhere like 45, 30, 38.
Wowza. I'm taking SMU. Give me SMU 38. Pitt 24. I like a little spanking here.
You guys have learned the strategy. Just follow my picks because I win every week.
Basically.
Dang, my pick was almost just like yours. I didn't even realize that.
That's the way to go.
My fault.
Yeah, our scores are going to have zero variance this year or this week.
Good word, variance. It's a good
Ohio State.
Okay,
This is a big game.
This is the actual game to talk about.
Yeah.
I am worried about Ohio State.
I don't think they're,
They have just been mediocre. And Ryan Day has an issue. Ryan Day has a big issue. This game against Nebraska is bad.
That's really
Okay.
bad.
Because here's why. So Ohio State at home beat Nebraska by 4 points. Indiana at home beat Nebraska 56-7. Okay. It's concerning for Ohio State. Do I think Penn State's great? They're all right. But these wins against USC and Wisconsin away are very, very impressive. I know USC is, whatever they are right now, but USC is a good football team. They are. I hate to say it, but they're better. They aren't good, but they're actually solid. Wisconsin, I think, is a really good football team for what they are, for Wisconsin. So those are good wins, especially in those road environments.
Illinois.
And Penn State going to USC all the way across the freaking country, you're on jet lag playing against one of the best offenses, out there.
Yeah. That's literally a cross-country flight.
Yeah,
That's
cross-country.
insane.
So I think Penn State in this environment ruined. I love you, Joel Klatt. I love you, Gus Johnson. Big noon kickoff. You ruined this game. This should be a night game every single time.
That's facts.
And the fact that it will be
11 a.m.
It'll be 12 their time, fair enough, but still,
yeah, that's
this should be a night game. I don't care about big noon
should
kickoff.
be game day, dude.
Yeah, it is game day, but
Or night, but yeah,
it should be a night
6:30
game.
PM
It should
kickoff.
be a night game, but still, I don't care.
It's game day and it's big noon kickoff?
Yes, Yeah, that
That's
happens
happened a few times.
happens every once in a while for the big ones.
That's so bad, dude.
Terrible
Big
job.
noon kickoff?
Joel Klatt's always like, we made the noon kickoff a big deal. It's cool to be big noon kickoff when it happens, but if we were hosting Tennessee and we were a noon kick, I would have been so hot.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the environment will be great. I think Penn State wins this one because they're looking good. They're looking good. I think they win 24-17.
That's me.
24-17.
That's me.
24-17. Sorry to break the order, but I was excited about this one.
All right. Should I go Ohio State, guys? I'm going
At Penn State. We are Penn State.
Yeah,
Oh.
Ohio State.
Oh.
I'm going to go Ohio State 21-16.
Ohio State winning?
Yeah.
Ooh, the talent is there. I'll give you that. They have all the talent in the freaking world. But man,
I just think both teams are so mid. Or they're
So-
not mid, but like they're just like
they're not great.
They're just I would
I
never
agree.
sit down and probably watch an Ohio
Yeah.
State game.
They're not great. Ohio State is not great.
Yeah.
For being 3-4, this is just not a.
So, here's what I'll say for my score prediction. If this was a night game, I would have picked Penn State. But it's big noon kickoff. I don't think Penn State plays their best during the day. I'm taking Ohio State. Not to copy Kylan.
Yes, he is, guys. He's literally following. me.
No. I was thinking about that before you even said your score.
Okay.
I think if it was a 6:30 kickoff, Penn State is winning every time. I think Ohio State takes it away. And I think my score is Ohio State 27, Penn State 20.
All right, last one, Maine, Oklahoma.
Give me. I'm trying to think of score. Let's see. What do we do? I'm trying to put in a couple field goals. Score 42. 2 field goals.
It's a big game for us. This is our first win in 5 weeks. So that'll be awesome.
Give me 58-3.
Fair.
Like that.
I'll go 63-0.
Cool. And give me what's 8 touchdowns? 7, 56. Give me not 56. We'll get 2 field goals. So 62.
Yeah.
62-0.
That's crazy.
Bro's
That's
just Mr.
crazy.
Copycat
Bro's
today.
Mr. Copycat.
He's hedging his bets, bro. He's hedging his bets.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
So this game will be, or this
that's a yeah.
this matchup,
Can you
or
guess?
this week's matchup will completely depend on Ohio State Penn State, because all of our picks are literally the exact same except for Ohio State Penn State.
Yeah.
So the score will literally come down to if Ohio State wins, y'all will probably win by 50 points, but between you guys will be 2 or 3 points. If Penn State wins, I'll win by 50 points. That's what how it's
You know,
gonna go.
I'll put my picks first next week, so you guys can copy me.
No, we're not gonna.
I'm not copying this.
I feel like a
alone.
lot of these, it's just common sense.
Yeah, it is. It's not.
It's not like
62 and 63.
That's
crazy.
upset.
Bro really picks.
Bro said one below my picks.
But it's an educated guess. 8 touchdowns and 2 field goals. I think that's a very reasonable. This is crazy.
There's
I
Mr.
guess I'm
Copycat.
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 All right. Do we have anything else to add to the pod?
We suck.
We suck. We hopefully this should be uploaded. I don't know why I'm saying this because they're gonna watch it. It's not like we're in a live chat,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're trying to get better with our stuff. Obviously, you know, we're gonna improve with technology and sound and stuff like that as we go on. But just keep staying posted. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. You know, it's starting a podcast. There's a lot of things that come with that, and it's hard. It takes time. You know, you guys' support has been great, so we really appreciate that.
If somebody's watching this right now, you're a dog.
Your dog.
You're a
Your
dog.
dog. Let us know in the comments if you do.
I had
Send
a
it.
hard time talking today. I mean, I can't imagine
Yeah, I
listening.
won't lie. I was wanting it to be a 30-minute. But yeah, thanks, guys, and we appreciate you guys.
Peace. Peace, pod.